Ayo, Shay's back at you with another Battle Tower Ever Crisis video. This time B80, where the enemies have increased physical defense and HP, and are weak to lightning. So you want to bring magical lightning weapons. So Sephiroth's CC Halo Sword and Aerith's Wizard Staff, for example, are pretty decent. But the true MVPs, if you have them, are Lucia's Thunderbird and Barrett's Electro Cannon. Thunderbird because it is pretty decent magical lightning damage and it debuffs magic defense, and Electric Cannon because it's AoE lightning damage, AoE physical attack down. That's going to serve you quite well. And then Matt's Centipede, as always, is MVP as well because physical defense, AoE, and healing is always fantastic. So you want to bring healing Esseners for poison and fatigue, and then Circle Sigils, Circle Ruins, especially with Circle Sigil boost to take down chunky stream phases of the worms, and then of course your AoE lightning. Physical attack down is pretty useful here as well, you kind of need it, and physical defense AoE is pretty good as well. This is my team, once again below the recommended power, but that's not even a thing. So I brought Barrett with his Electro Cannon, so the AoE damage is not fantastic, but it is just too useful. It's magic, it's lightning, it lowers physical attack. So for me, the combination of Electro Cannon lowering their physical attack, it's also got the Circle Sigil boost, which is fantastic. And the combination of the Electro Cannon and Matt's Slick Beetle, so one mid-potency AoE physical attack down and one high-potency physical attack down, is really what seals the deal for me. You really want to lower these guys' physical attack because they hit like trucks with their diving splash. So my Barrett, typical lightning potency setup. He's not super strong, but it is what it is. And I brought two support / healers. So with Matt, I brought, as mentioned, Slick Beetle. That's that high potency physical attack down, and Centipede for the physical defense, AoE, and healing. Obviously, healing Esseners for fatigue are mandatory, and his sub-equipment are for HP and heal. So you can check out what he has there. Nothing too crazy. And then I also brought Aerith with her AoE healing and physical attack down on the Full Metal Staff. Healing Essener for fatigue and lightning, so she can do a little bit of damage as well. And for her sub-equipment, it's HP and magic ability potency focused. So 10k, 2.5k, level 6 HP, 24 M attack, 4 heal, and 5 magic ability potency. Wave number 1, you ideally want to take out the Rangda first. Prevent the water dance if you can't kill it in time. And healing Essener for poison, as mentioned in the beginning, comes in handy here. Or if you have enough heals, like 2 healers, 2 AoE healers like me, you can kind of just tank it until the debuff wears off. It's pretty simple. For wave 2, you can take out the Baylor Jack first, because he's super squishy. Or if you have AoE, he'll just kind of be, collateral damage while you take on the Elemental. I recommend taking on the Elemental next to getting him to red so that he explodes, yada yada yada, the same old. Deals damage to and debuffs the worm. And you can kind of time it if you don't have tons of physical attack down like me, so that it removes the worm's buffs. Other than that, make sure you're topped up and ready for the final stage and finish the worm off. The final stage, it's 2 of these ugly things, and they buff their physical attack quite a lot, and that is why I use a lot of physical attack down. The AoE fatigue as well, so you want to cure that, and then straight after that you want to debuff physical attack and buff your physical defense. And as you'll notice, your physical attack is down on all of your characters, and that is really why you want to bring magic lightning damage. If you bring something like Cloud with Murasame, you're going to have a hard time because of their increased physical defense and HP. So if you've debuffed them and buffed yourself, you should survive the diving splashes, heal up, then they will do a few normal physical attacks, so they kind of flop down onto you. You can defend those if necessary, and then you need to prepare for the stream phase. Luckily, the stream phases come separately, and you will need to be ready with Circle Sigil Break, Circle Ruins, because they have quite a lot of sigils to break. You can see I'm just doing a little bit of damage. This is straight after this, they will use their stream phase. So you want to cure that fatigue, and if you can't cure the fatigue in time, don't worry about it because it doesn't affect your ruins. Just make sure you break the stream phase. And this is where Thunderbird and Electric Cannon are going to be super useful because they have Circle Sigil Boost. They're kind of similar to Floor 75, except instead of fire, it is lightning, and instead of Egg Wand and Rose Musket being MVP, this time it is Thunderbird and Electric Cannon. So it's basically a rinse and repeat of the same strategy. Keep debuffing their physical attack and buffing your physical defense, and then doing lightning damage as much as possible. Eventually, after some diving splashes and a few flopping basic attacks, the second worm will go into his stream phase. You need to be ready for that with your ATB, with your Circle Sigil Breaks, etc. There it is, poised to leap, and they have 44 sigils, so yeah. Same thing applies here. If you don't have enough time to cure the fatigue, don't worry about it until you've broken the sigil phase because it doesn't affect your ruin. Once the sigil phase is interrupted, you can then go into defensive and cure the fatigue. And of course, do as much lightning damage as possible. Again, cure the fatigue and just keep wailing on them. The things you really want to keep track of is their physical attack. You need to buff it ASAP and buff your physical defense if you can. And if you stay on top of that, you should not have a problem. So I do not have Thunderbird. If you have Thunderbird, you'll have an even better time here, because unlike Barrett's weapon, it actually deals damage, but Barrett's weapon is still super useful for the physical attack down and just everything that you need. So the keys are magical lightning damage, whether that's single target or AoE or both, that's fine, as long as it's lightning and magical. Circle Sigil Boost from things like Thunderbird and Electric Cannon, or wherever you can find it, will be very helpful. And then staying on top of debuffing their physical attack. Those are the three main things that matter. Buffing your physical defense is also pretty useful. I hope you have a good run of it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.